Hey Libras, this is your monthly Teroscope reading for March 2019. I hope you're having a good month. I have a Libra rising, so this reading will affect me as well. We're looking for general forecast for the month of March, and this is for the sign of Libras for March 2019. Guys, I'm mixing your cards and I'm focusing on your sign, and we'll see what the cards have to say. It's a general weather report for you for the month of March. Sign of Libra, March 2019. Okay, Libras, I'm going to be laying out your cards, and I will tell you what I see for you for this month. And just take a moment, and one of my cats is here, so you may see a body moving across the landscape at some point in this video. Okay, what's that? Sorry, Libras. Let's try that. Okay, so in your first house, Libra, this is how the world sees you, and you have the, I call it the proletariat card. They see you as hardworking, they see you as a worker, they see you through your work, and they also see that you're punching the clock to earn money. So for the month of March, people are not going to be seeing you in your more Venusian or Venus aspect. They're going to be seeing you as the worker bee, as somebody who's committed to getting a job done. You're very stable. You show up every day. This is usually the card where you earn money by punching the clock and showing up. So it's not like a Venus energy for this card. It's more that you're a consistent worker. That's how the world is seeing you. In terms of your money, you have a new beginning. And so for some of you, this can be a new start. Maybe you're getting a tax return and you're going to do something different with your money. For some of you, a new friendship or a new association is going to affect your money, usually in a positive way, because this is an ace and it refers to hopefulness. And so you may have a new friendship that connects you with a new source of income, or a new friendship in your life or association is going to bring in more money. Because it's in your money house, you may have a new tax advisor, you may have a new financial advisor, but the relationship looks positive and friendly. So there's emotion attached to this relationship that you have with money, and it's a fresh start. So for many of you, this can maybe indicate a new job or a new investment strategy, a new way of investing your tax return, a new outlook on your money. Some of you may have the birth of a child, and that's going to affect how you spend your money and think about your long-term finances to take care of this child or their education. So it's definitely a new energy in your money house, your financial house. Okay, Libras, and then in your third house, your house of communications, I think you're going to take a step back this month and not be that forthcoming in your communications with people. The third house can represent online communication. It can represent your siblings, your cousins, your neighbors. And this is the card where you're drawing inward rather than going outward. So you're not going to be, again, as social or interactive or extroverted as you might be at other times. And it's not like you're hiding anything, but you're reevaluating things. You're looking at what you really want out of your relationships, even if they're just community relationships, people in your environment. You're suspending your decisions about how you feel about these people and about communicating or giving too much information away or sharing it, because you're not entirely sure yet where you want to go or what your direction is. This is the card where you turn inward and try to seek knowledge about your true soul and your true self and what you truly value. And so it's very much a conversation with oneself, but not necessarily with the outside world. So people may be a little taken aback, not that you're standoffish, but that you're not as communicative as you might normally be, and maybe you're going to be perceived as soul-searching in the month of March. Okay, in your home, this is saying that you have a situation that it's not unbearable, but it's certainly unpleasant. So for some of you, this can be a habit that you have that you're trying to overcome at this time. It can be depressive thoughts. It can be a person, or an energy that's in your home that you've outgrown and you feel bound to and not liberated from yet. So for some of you, if you're in a situation where you've been living or cohabitating with a person and it hasn't been a supportive relationship, I think in the month of March, you're going to get a real understanding that this relationship limits you. It concerns me because your home should be your haven and your place of, reconstituting yourself and resting and recuperating and rejuvenating. Your home should be your haven. And for the month of March, you do have a negative, influence in your home. So this can be bad debts, it can be bad people. It's just feeling weighted down by something. And it affects your health and it affects your happiness. So for all of you, you'll have to decide, what this negative influence is. It can be that you are trying to overcome one of your own bad habits in the month of March and releasing yourself from that attachment. But it can also be another individual or an energy related to your property, your landlord, where you feel in some way that you have a monkey on your back or you're carrying a ball and chain. And so you'll have to decide, what this energy is and then try to remove it, because your home, like I said, should be the place where you rejuvenate and you rest and you recuperate. Okay, now in your sixth house, my cat is here. In your fifth house, Libra, you have the Knight of Swords, and the fifth house represents your children, and it also represents a new relationship. So the card represents a younger person. They definitely have an intellectual bent to them. It may indicate an air sign, which is a fellow air sign to you. meaning a Libra, a Gemini, or an Aquarius. And it can represent a child. It can represent you spying on or watching or researching something about one of your children. You can be observing their online activities. You can be finding out information about, who their friends are, what they're doing at school. This can be a student, a child of yours that's studying and has an interest in research, a very inquisitive mind. So if it's a child, it doesn't indicate anything concerning. You yourself may want to know more about the activities of your child because this is a rather precocious child. If it's a new relationship, and I consider the fifth house new relationships within the last 3 years of someone you've met, and you're not necessarily married to them, there will be, some spying going on, whether the other person is going to be kind of watching you on social media, or you're trying to interview them or get to know them or find out more about them and where they've been in their past and what they plan to do in their future. This is the I Spy card. So somebody has a need to know more information about someone. So this can be you regarding a new romantic person in your life, or it can be a need to know about what your children or one particular child is up to, because there's a sense of watching over with this card. Now, for many of you Libras, you have a new job. This is the beginning of money, the beginning of wealth, the beginning of making money, earning money, acquisition of money, and it's a very new beginning. So many of you Libras will be starting a new project, a new job, something that's going to bring you more income. And this is a fresh start. So it's very positive to have, this initiation of wealth or money in your work house. And I think for any of you that have not been working, in the month of March, you will definitely have an opportunity for a new job or a new position. And I think it will bring you the financial rewards that you want from this job. For others of you, it will be a new project that will be lucrative. This is a Ace of Pentacle card, and it's the universe, handing you a coin. So it represents potentiality for earning money and making money. In your partnership house, which is the main thing with Libras, you have a really nice card for the month of March. And this is the card, it's called the Six of Cups. It represents a relationship that's very innocent, that's very pure. It's a beautiful card. And so for many of you, a partnership can be a friend, it can be a lover, it can be a family member, it can be a colleague. I don't know who the partner is, but someone is presenting with emotional innocence. It's very childlike, it's very sweet. And so many of you Libras in the month of March can expect to have a really nice partnership, friendship, love affair, maybe even a sibling relationship, which turns very sweet. And you're going to feel sentimental, and you're going to feel almost like a child, like you're going to look back on your past. And this relationship is going to bring a lot of reminiscence back to you from your childhood or from your innocence in a younger state. So one of your partnerships has no agendas, and it's very sweet, and that's great for the month of March. Now, in terms of your bedroom, This card is not a great card. The eighth house can represent legacies, inheritances, shared resources, and also your intimate life, your sex life. Some of you have gone through a breakup and it's still on your mind, and it wasn't a nice breakup. There were some arguments. There might have been a third person involved, unfaithfulness. So many of you Libras are healing or thinking about how your heart got broken. And so, that's probably why you have this I Spy card in your new relationship house, because you're going to vet people better and you're going to find out more about them before you become lovers or become intimate with someone, because this is the card where it's pretty stormy and you were misled, or like I said, there was unfaithfulness or a third party. And relationships are really important to Libras. And if you went through something like that, you may still be healing. And this could have happened long ago for you. If it's related to inheritances or shared resources, there's going to be some arguments, and it isn't going to be an easy road to get what you feel you deserve or what's rightfully yours. There might have been a separation for some of you that involved custody or child support, and this is affecting your intimate life because, again, you feel it was like a nasty breakup, or it was unpleasant, it was unnecessary, there was outside intervention or outside interference. And for Libras, you don't do the three thing well. You're very much about a partnership, but if a third party gets involved or there's unfaithfulness, it affects you Libras very strongly, because your whole nature is based on partnership and not a trio. And so for any of you that, feel that you're entitled to shared resources, like I said, support, I don't think in the month of March you're really going to be satisfied and feel like you got what you deserved. I think you're going to feel like you got stung. And so you should keep that in mind. And as far as, your bedroom is concerned, this is saying that you still haven't totally healed from a breakup and a separation. And again, relationships affect you strongly, and it doesn't matter how much time has passed. This card is saying you haven't really healed yet, and you'll need to do that before you can have a flourishing, intimate, romantic life with someone. Okay, in your ninth house, this is a great card. You have you have three aces in your reading, Libra. So you are off to a lot of energy in the spring and new energy in this reading. Three aces is pretty impressive. Cancer had that last month, and you're having it this month. This is your ninth house. It represents lawsuits. It represents publishing. It represents travel. And it represents higher education. In any of those fields, you are ready to initiate a new beginning or action. So if it's a trip, it would be a great trip. It would vitalize you. It would give you motivation. It would inspire you. It would be very positive. If it's publishing, go 90 miles an hour ahead, because this is a great card of initiating any kind of creative project or new start or new beginning. And it would be well received or successful because there's a lot of enthusiasm and energy and power attached to an ace. Education, travel, publishing, whether this is online or the written word, it would still be a very positive endeavor for you. education especially would inspire you and lead to growth and opening up your mind and your creative potential. Same thing with publishing. It would be the beginning of a process of growth and productivity for you. If this is a lawsuit or anything having to do with legalities, for some of you, with the Ace of Wands, it could be seeking an attorney for advice on a new business, a new project, um, any kind of legal advice for a new enterprise, something entrepreneurial. And it could reflect a child, so there could be a legal restart or a reset button on how you're going to approach a legal situation, and you may have a new initiative in that. Okay, in your career house and how the world sees you, this is a great card. They see you as somebody who pitches ideas. This is a great card if you're in sales. This is a person, the Knight of Cups, that's not hard on the eyes. So many of you are going to be looking attractive in your career. Physically, you're going to be charming and attractive to people. So that's never a deficit in how you're perceived in the world. So you're going to be perceived as a person that has good manners, that pitches ideas, that pitches proposals. This card usually represents someone who is in sales. It can be in any field where you're dealing with people and you're making proposals, propositions. For some of you Libras, you may get a lot of offers this month or proposals or propositions based on your charm and your ability to emotionally connect with people, because this is a cup card. So either you will be making a lot of proposals or you will have proposals made to you. And being that you have a whole new cycle of money in your workhouse, I think for many of you, the proposals will be coming to you about your career and the direction that you want to take, and how you use your people skills, because this card represents a person who has emotional understanding of people and has a lot of ability to work with a lot of different people, and especially in sales, but in many other fields, this could play out as a positive asset. In your friendship house, you have a woman showing up, and I don't think this is your energy, Libra. This is like your opposite energy. This is fire. So this can represent an Aries, a Leo, a Sagittarius. If it's not one of those signs, it's a friend that's very entrepreneurial, has leadership abilities, has a lot of confidence. This is a woman who takes care of herself. So one of your new friendships is a very powerful woman, who's comfortable, with her own power. And this person can be fun, they can be energetic, they can motivate you. A lot of times, Libras have a lot of intellectual ability and people skills, but sometimes they need motivation. And this person would kick you in the butt a little bit and motivate you and get you going. So in terms of a friendship, this would be very positive for you, because this is your opposite energy. If it's the 11th house can also be your hopes and dreams and your visions. For some of you, you may want to be more like the fire signs and be more brave and courageous and confident and out there in the world. This is the card of energy. This is the card of um, getting things done, making things happen. And so for some of you, if this is not an influence, from a friendship, this means that you're desiring to take on some of the traits of your opposite energy, which is fire. And then finally, in your 12th house, this is the house called your karmic house, the house where you may self-sabotage, the house where you haven't mastered all the lessons yet. And very apropos for a Libra, you have the reciprocal love card or the reciprocal friendship card. And so I think, for the month of March, you're going to be looking inward and looking back at some of your relationships and looking at how they fell short of being honest and true and faithful and perfect and reciprocal. As I said, this is a 2. Libra is all about partnership. You come into this world, and that's a big part of your karma. You're supposedly the masters of partnership. And then for the month of March, you have this card of how these relationships, failed or put you in a state of bondage or imprisonment, your blind spot, what you didn't see. And so, love can be your undoing. The people that are closest to you or the people you love the most can also hurt you and injure you and let you down and betray you the most. So for a lot of you Libras, I really think because you have this card of a breakup, or arguments in, your bedroom house, you're still recovering, many of you, from a breakup. And in your new relationship house, you have the I Spy card where you're not going to let anyone, pull one over on you or pull the wool over your eyes. You're really going to vet people now and find out about them. This can be their marital status. If they're lying to you, you're just going to, interview people. This is the I Spy card. So with these 2 sword cards in, your bedroom and in your new relationship house, to have this card, which is, so Libra, it is the partnership card and it's the love card in your 12th house, and the 12th house being what you haven't mastered. Love could have been your undoing, many times. And so you may be looking at, how you chose to partner, with certain people and what was the criteria that, you had used to discern if this person was worthy of you or if they were honest or true or had reciprocal feelings for you. So in that sense, because partnership and love is very intrinsic to you Libras, this is like a powerful introspective month for you about, what love brought you, what love didn't bring you, what was your, what the heck were you thinking when you picked some of these people or one person in your life to be your partner. And this is going to be a very intense karmic journey for you in the month of March. And I think you're going to realize, and look at, if you were true to the other person, and if they were not true to you, did you see any red flags? Did you jump in too quickly? All of these things are going to come up for you about intimacy and romance, about true love. And I think it's going to be very interesting for you Libras because partnership is your whole thing. It just is. Most of you do not operate as a soul identity. You're born in the sign of Libra, and you gravitate and you get to know yourself in relationship. So this in your 12th house is highly significant. I think you can make a lot of headway and healing if you go inward and you look at these things about, did I love too much? Did I love too little? Did this person really love me? Did I know them before I put these expectations and had all this hope and feeling for this person? And so those are the questions you're going to be asking, because I think, you want to heal and you want to have love again. And many of you need to process, what you feel about your past and what love brought you or didn't bring you. For those of you that are in a marriage or a solid relationship, I still think you're going to be doing some soul searching about, did this marriage, really feel committed, and was this your best friend and your best lover? Many of you are still going to be